Hey guys, welcome back to Little Lady Plays. I am so excited for today's game. Today is Sequence. This is one of my favorite games growing up. Like literally, I loved Sequence. So let's actually check it out. So as you can see, it's a board. It's typical playing cards, nothing too exciting. Oops, plastic on, sorry about that. Then there's 2 decks of cards and then you have all of these really pretty colored chips. I'm going to choose blue just to show you because I love blue, but it also comes in red and green. So you start off, every player, depending on how many you're playing with, so you start off with your cards. I'm going to show you. Yeah, here we go. So you start off with your cards, and the rules are simple. You play a card, you pick up a card. Oops, that's not too Joker. Play a card, pick up a card. Now, here's where it gets tricky. You have to actually focus on a few things. Number one, you have to get in a row. So it could be 5 this way, 5 this way, 5 this way. You have to get 5 in a row. But, like I said, each one here, Jokers apparently like my deck today. Okay, here's where it gets tricky because you have to focus on, this side has a complete a deck of numbers and cards, and this is a complete deck of numbers and cards. So you really have to think, for example, if I'm going to do the king, I'm going to have to find it over here, but then I'm not really seeing, oh, I do have a queen here, oh, and a 10. So this happens to work out. So this might be where I'm focusing on first, and just like any other game, is where I'll put down, let's say, oops, I'll reserve my spot, a king. Oops, it was a queen. Sorry about that. I'll reserve my spot, the queen. Pick up, oh, no, there was a king. Whatever. Pick up another one and pray that the other players don't block me. Because if they block me, well, guess what? In that case, let's just open it up. This is like really new game. I'm so excited. Blocks me, then I'm stuck. However, if I do happen to get a one-eyed jack, which not fortunate enough to have, then I can actually remove it, and of course, the goal is to win. Now, here's where it actually gets more interesting, because of course, as you can see, I'm playing for this set over here, but if it comes to a time where, let's say, oh, right now, I'm not really having much I have 3 in a row, but I don't have cards to help me, so then I may think, well, where am I going to put the next piece? But it makes sense because I happen to have the Queen of Diamonds, and the Queen of Diamonds is right down below. It's just out of view. Let me put it. This is a really big playing board. Okay, there we go. The Queen of Diamonds is below, so I may actually choose here, but then there'll become some point in your game. See, I'm just going to show you. I did use the Queen of Diamonds, but unfortunately, it may come some point in your game where there's actually nowhere to put down, so I'll just, opt for, well, wrong color. Sorry about that. I may opt for the 3 of hearts just because it's close within my range, but not really in my range, and it's really probably not even going to help me. I mean, it might, but again, so some things to think about. Number one, you want to try to go as close to your, I always like claim a section of the board, to say, because see, as you can see, within relatively, whatever, all my cards are more or less close together. So if someone does block me, coming up with a new strategy is not that difficult. I mean, it might be, but it's not that difficult. Another thing is that if I can't, I have to focus on the other players, and so I may just put them randomly within their territory just to show that, I'm here. If I see a player having 2 or more in a row, then I may try, again, it's not always possible, to block them off somewhere because it's really, really, this game, I mean, because again, you're only playing with what you have in your hand. So one second you think you're winning, as you can see here, and the next second the player's going to come in and totally block you. So it's more complex than you think. So again, try to stay within an area. If I see a player going 2 in a row, I may see if I have something to block them. If not, I'll focus on my area, but you never know because the cards and the pieces are just all over this board, as you can see here. And again, the player to get 5 in a row, to get a one-eyed jack, knock him off. The first player to get 5 in a row wins. And you know what? It sounds easy, but I'm telling you, with 2 decks of cards, you have cards here, you're all playing against each other. 3 players, sometimes you could win like 10 rounds, and sometimes like takes an hour to play. Trust me, we've played before. We actually had to put the cards back in, reshuffle, and start again. So this game is Sequence. I'm just going to show it to you. This is, in my opinion, a classic game. It is so much fun. The kids or adults, because I agree, I still play this game, and I'm definitely going to play this one, but we focus on scanning. You have to focus on strategy, because you're strategizing yourself as well as the whole board. I mean, look at this board. It's huge. It keeps going. I just want to show you, just to get a look at it. It doesn't fit That's how big it is. This board really does not fit. It is so big. So strategy, forget about it. You can knock players off. You could remove cards, tokens. You're just constantly playing, and this game is so much harder than it seems, and it's just so much fun. If you like card games, definitely I would recommend Sequence. If you have any questions about this game or want to know how to make play education fun in general, let me know, because I am so here for you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking. Happy playing.